I got an overview from Ivo on what's going on the surface. I got it point form. I'm going to try to explain this in the best order. Many factions are trying to either liberate or enslave Earth: the Jesuits, White Hats, Alliance, Black Dragons, Chimera, the Resistance, as well as outside ETs. Before last year, there was a period of negotiation. Those who were willing, could negotiate towards Jezara compliance, or could negotiate towards peace treaties with each other, or could negotiate their own arrest terms, in the hopes that they would turn to the light. This was for all humans, those appearing to be human, and ETs. Anyone dark, in other words. What the Galactic Federation has done with the remainder is basically checkmated them all. They have them all cornered, unable to make a move. If Party A tries to do something, Party B has the means and the reason to stop them. Let's say Party A wants to blow up California, strictly hypothetical. Party B will stop them because they have interest in California being kept. And not even humanitarian reasons, greedy, self-serving reasons. And the Galactic Federation is talking to all of them. There's enough intel, enough snitching, enough spying on each other, enough insiders and enough telepathy, that the Galactic Federation and the Alliance know about everything going on. They know what weapons they have at their disposal. They know about biological weapons and who would be most inclined to use them. The Galactic Federation have not budged off of their plan to remove all dark entities off of this Earth, be they ET, be they spirit, or in stasis and awakening now, as the Nephilim are rumored to be. All of them are going if they're not aligned with the light. The Galactic Federation and Delta Forces are now disarming all of those with weapons of mass destruction. The Galactic Federation is well aware of the threats to our bodies, like pollution and 5G, and these will be dealt with in the correct time. They know that we think the correct time is now, but everything is like a set of cards that falls in consecutive order. For our Earthlings, light workers, unless you're directly involved, you have nothing to do with this but wait. And you see, this is the case because that's exactly what we're doing. Earthlings are protected from any major harm. Even those working with the Federation/Alliance/Delta Forces are protected. Because the Cabal is split into warring factions, they are decentralized, whereas the Galactic Federation is in contact with all parties and gets intel from all as well. They know more now than the ones running this world. Because the entire structure of this world is based on finances, the financial reset is the first step that involves us. Once that goes, then all others will follow. The Delta Forces are here as extra help at this crucial time for the Galactic Federation. Eventually the entire change of Earth will be turned over to them. For now, there are millions of extraterrestrial workers working on the liberation of planet Earth. There are more interdimensionals and universals as well. With their technology, their telepathy and other strengths, they will liberate this world without many even knowing. What we see of this going on, we light workers, is only the tip of the iceberg. We see a very small percentage of those who are involved. This is a huge operation, and what we see of people like Julian Assange and Edward Snowden, the information they've provided even, is only scratching the surface. Each galactic has a high IQ, around 1000, and an enormous brain capacity, so think of just the brain power alone working on this project. The force behind our liberation is staggering to contemplate. Their capacity as a human far outweighs ours at this time, energetically and intellectually, so it's not even fair to say there are millions of ETs working on this project because we here on Earth can't even contemplate the force they create. They're far more powerful than we are. So in Wilcox's video, he says that the Alliance, although big, is not big enough to arrest all of the Cabal members. He seems to think it'll take 1-2 more years to do so, even though indictments and lethal injections are already being carried out now. I'm thinking if we want to speed that up, and obviously, we do, the Delta Forces could get in on arresting the top Cabal members, because the Alliance is starting at the midsection and working its way up. This might be something to ask of Sarin. I certainly don't want to wait 1-2 more years and go through the constant tomorrow is the day carrot dangling notices we've been getting. I know this has been happening for a long time already. I think the planet's frequency would be high enough to sustain these changes. Arrests of the Rothschilds would be phenomenal. I'm hearing Ivo, it's not necessary. We do not have to wait for the arrests of the Rothschilds, we've taken their money away from them. The plan is to have a fail-safe system where they cannot get to the Saint Germain funds. They could just come and rob us, couldn't they? Ivo, and they would be arrested then. What if they killed the people they stole from? Ivo, and this is not being done on your Earth now? So really there's no way of keeping the new system safe if they're still around. Ivo, we are up on their attempts to rob the system of its money now. We would know when they would attempt to do otherwise. What about someone like me who'll be worth trillions of dollars? Ivo, not all at once, my dear. It will be payouts over a long time period, so that way nobody on your planet would appear to be lucrative enough to rob from, not when you consider the amount of money they consider to be a worthwhile sum. I think this also makes a case for those who have projects to be non-corruptible. Okay. What if they decide to steal the gold bullion? Ivo, it is locked up in a safe place and guards are on the main mining sites. We have thought of that. So basically everything's a go, then? Ivo, yes. So when's the big day? Ivo, I cannot say. There is more to it than what we have discussed here. Okay. Thank you. The other thing I came across last night was something about lightworkers that I thought I'd put up in a separate post. Word on the street is that any lightworker who is pulling down the efforts of the other lightworkers, who is keeping our collective vibration down by either slacking off, liaising with the dark side, or maybe some of the other things we've come across, unwittingly hampering lightworker efforts by dark attacks on them, or I'd even think those ones who are immersed in their superior egos thinking they're going to 5D. Who knows? I don't know how bad of a lightworker you have to be in order to qualify for this intervention, but intervention will be taken if they're not only not pulling their weight but pulling others down with them. I can figure that it's probably been done already because we're not the first wave of lightworkers, the baby boomers are. They started coming in after World War II and some of them would be old enough to die of old age. We all have 5 exit points in our lives. That means 5 occasions within our lives that could lead to death. Also at one time I was asked by Ivo if I wanted to continue. He would have dropped the whole thing had I said no. But I said yes, fortunately. I would have been one of the ones I'm discussing here, because that would have been considered an intervention. I could see that being stripped of your powers, including telepathy, would be a way of intervening as well. Those who use their telepathic powers to spread dark messages. I believe that spreading dark messages does have its merit because it teaches the uninitiated to be more discerning. But as soon as that's no longer required, then these people would be dealt with. If they're serving the light in some capacity, they won't be stopped. Ivo says, even Michael Love. The other thing I was thinking of that resonates with this post, is if all the dark is being taken off planet, and you still have a dark light worker, a dark worker, then they'd have to go too because there would still be their influence. All of the dark is being dealt with. Still more explanation from Ivo. All of what's to become our new system is guarded at this point. Gold reserves can't be stolen, mined or taken from us by the Cabal. Like we said, all negative factions are dead-headed and the Galactic Federation have intel or are talking to them, they know what all factions are doing. Cabal money is currently depleted. They're broke. They won't be able to raise enough now to helping themselves so the RV has to go through. The point of the RV is to create a system that is anti-dependent on the Cabal. The end result of its implementation will be that they and their systems will shrivel and die. All Cabal members are holding on to what money they have now, hoping the markets don't crash because then they'll be utterly worthless. As Ivo said, they're all making Jezara-based agreements with each other. Bill Gates, the Clintons, the Bushes, are still the puppets despite what they've done. There's worse than them. These are just middle management players. Businesses are going under as you can see, US Gov. Employees weren't paid during the shutdown. As Cabal members are arrested, their money and assets are seized and in lockdown, inaccessible by other cabal members. Because they want plea bargains, they turn in their bosses. All cabal members are automatically blackmailable because that's an initiation requirement into their system, with videotapes evidence of the initiate doing something that's indictable by law, which of course they've owned in the past as well. What's key now is the surrender of the mainstream media to the Galactic Federation. Working on it. The Galactic Federation is also going after their off-world contacts, human and not, and trying them for the same crimes. This is a galactic issue, not one that just involves Earth. There are chains to other planets. What we're aware of on Earth is still small potatoes. The GFL has the big picture. Our planet is protected, our money is protected, our lives are protected. The GFL is setting up a new system for Earth that's protected in spite of the presence of cabal members and negative aliens on this planet. The goal has not been to eliminate all negatives from the planet before the RV, it's to institute the RV and Jezara law in spite of their presence. Earthlings will not be dependent on their systems anymore, and with the frequency nets around the planet they have nowhere to go nor can anyone come in to rescue them. They'll all be caught eventually. The GFL knows all dark strategies, goals, bases and players. Dark portals being cut off now. Basically, the RV is an FU system for the cabal. Nobody will need to work because they'll have money. Because they'll need food supplies, there will have to be volunteers to go to work and provide foods. New systems will be set up to meet needs. All the large food suppliers are being approached now. With the discontinuation of suiciding, those who are agents for the light here to create new ethical businesses can do so without being taken out by the cabal. All Rothschild companies will fall because new healthy, ethical businesses will crop up. This is why the GFL went after the middlemen first, because they're the workers who keep the false system going, they're the workers who kill those starting new green businesses and those trying to change our medical systems to something that actually improves our health. That's why the top men weren't taken out first, but the middlemen, the workers who uphold the system. We know who's at the bottom, we are. But we're going to get a new system. Governments are now becoming Jezara compliant and will soon be working for the people, not against them. New leaders will be elected and these will be ethical leaders. Benevolent ets have better food growing systems than we do. Some of those systems will be implemented through Earth agents, as mentioned above, which will overtake the current malevolent growing, manufacturing processes. Replication technology is coming as well. Human agents of the light, real Earthlings this time. Woohoo, will take their place at the top of company and government systems. It's all planned and designed already. They've made a point of zeroing in on the cabal hitmen, men in black, etc., the ones who do the Rothschilds' dirty work. Eliminating the competition, eliminating people like Anthony Bourdain and John Lennon, who were going to tell the truth. Ivo even pointed out the two men in black who visited me a few years back at 4 a.m. never returned. Not that I miss them, but I guess they're not around anymore. There are fewer now, and with each passing day, fewer still, to take out whistleblowers, find children for the Queen's satanic rituals, eliminate the competition. Godspeed, let's rid this planet of this threat.